Welcome back to the Kicking Post podcast and YouTube channel. We're their hosts, Jamal Thompson and Chris Perry, and it's week 4 previews of the NFL. How are you doing today, Chris?
Um, all right. Week 3 was rough. Week 4 is a new week. It's time to get right. So, you ready?
I agree. It is time to get right. Let's go.
We got the first game tonight, Lions and Packers.
Lions -3. Think it's been bet down to -2. I've seen -1.5. Give me Detroit going into Green Bay. I think it's going to be a very good game for the Detroit offense. Green Bay leaves me a lot to be desired still. They're bringing back some unhealthy stars. I don't think Aaron Jones is ready to be back yet. I don't think Christian Watson is ready to be back yet, especially on a short week. But I'm going to take the Lions front to give Jordan Love a little bit of issues. So that's my ride right now. We're going Detroit to cover the points as well.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Definitely got Detroit. You're getting Monty back, so it should help a lot with the goal line work. For my Gibbs owners, I'm sorry. I can't explain it.
Not the week.
Just not the week. Amon looks good. Last week he had a little injury, but I couldn't tell. So definitely Lions big tonight. Next, we got your boys in London, Atlanta versus Jacksonville.
Yep. And I'm going to keep preaching it. I wish I was able to watch the game live because you can watch it on Disney Plus this week and see them as Pixar characters. I think that is awesome.
Really?
Yeah, it's dope. Like, while the game's going on, it's going to be also going on Disney Plus with their Pixar characters, all the players. So, but it's going to be like them as Pixar drawings. Anyway, pretty lit. I think we get right. Obviously, I'm a homer. We had a horrible showing against the Texans last week. Horrible showing. I don't think you could get much worse than that. Horrible defensive showing, horrible special team showing, a lot of errors made, offense was stagnant, which has been the unfortunate story of the Jags after the first game against the Colts, which we did become stagnant a little bit in that game as well. I don't think our offense is finding its stride yet, but we missed Ridley on a couple touchdowns back-to-back weeks. I think this is the week we finally get right, get him his revenge game against Atlanta out there in London. I have us covering 3. I think Jags win. -3 is a great line for us. I'd hammer that.
Yeah, I'm with you. I hate saying this, but I do feel like the Jags are due for a big game. This should be it. They play great in other countries for some reason. T-Law hasn't looked the sharpest. Same with Ridley. I think they both put the United States on the map over there and like, wow, this is what football really is with a bunch of touchdowns. I think they clear that spread with ease. I thought they would have cleared it last week with ease, but clearly not. I apologize, but this is the week. They're due. Next, we got Rams, Colts.
I'm rocking with the Rams on this one. I think that defensive front is going to be a lot for the Colts. I feel like it's another Gardner Minshew week. I haven't seen anything about Anthony Richardson clearing concussion protocol yet. But whoever they put back there, I think it's going to be a lot for them to deal with Aaron Donald and those boys. And that offense is moving well enough against a Colts defense that is very bad. This is not a very similar situation as the Ravens. As me and Chris gave you in the AFC North prediction, this Ravens offense hasn't been able to find their stride yet. They want Lamar Jackson to be a passer, and that receiving core is already dealing with injuries. And like we said, when they have a running back that's supposed to supplement that offense, for some reason he just always goes down. They don't have any luck with running backs out there in Baltimore, so it's going to be a very different scene than what you saw last week. I think this Rams offense gets right. Puka has a big week. Might find his first touchdown this week before we get a potential of Cooper Kupp coming back. So give me Rams on the money line. I think they're even, but you might be able to get Rams at like -115 or -110 or something like that.
Yeah, I was feeling the Colts this week too, based off their performance with the Ravens. But like you said, totally different matchup. You got 2 legit receivers you got to stop with Puka and Tutu. They've been solid throughout these weeks. They've been putting up numbers. But, I got the Rams big, Aaron Donald, Matthew Stafford, and then we get Cooper Kupp back next week. Let's get it. So, next we got Ravens and Browns.
Browns at home. An offense is starting to find their stride, while the Ravens are away, still sputtering on offense. A defense that's only given up 1 touchdown to another defense that's, again, dealing with their own injuries. Give me the Browns to cover the -3. I think the -3 is a very light number. Obviously, it's because they're divisional foes, but I think we're getting a lot more shades of what Deshaun Watson was expected to be for them. And Amari Cooper has been playing out of his mind the last 2 weeks. So give me Browns -3.
Yeah, I like the Browns too. Watson is slowly progressing. I thought it'd be around that mid-season form around here, but he's still creeping up, still having his issues. But this is a defense, like you said, already riddled with injuries. Shouldn't be too hard with what he's working with. Even with Chubb out, Ford looks good. We get a full week of Kareem Hunt this week, so I like the Browns to cover for sure. Next, we got Vikings and Panthers.
Battle of the O's. I'm really feeling the Vikings on this one. That offense is set, and fortunately they're facing an offense over there in Carolina that if they decide to trot Bryce Young back out there, I don't think they're going to have that great of a performance. If they trot Andy Dalton out there, I think it'll move a little bit more smoothly, but I think the Minnesota offense is where you really want to invest your money in on this one. Give me Minnesota. I think this one is also close to even. Oh no, Minnesota -4 is what I think I saw. I would bring that down a bit. Probably just take Minnesota money line or do Minnesota alt spread of like -2.5. They always seem to keep games closer than they need to be. But what I'm loving in this one especially are the props for Kirk Cousins and Justin Jefferson. Justin Jefferson's prop is 103.5 receiving. Seems a bit high. He hasn't had a game under 149 all year. This is not the game where it's going to happen. And then you have Kirk at 275.5 passing yards. I think he soars over that as well. This offense throws the ball a lot because they haven't figured out the run game yet. So give me both those props on overs as well, but I'm liking Minnesota this week.
I like Minnesota too, and I also think this is the welcome to Minnesota game for Cam Akers. He should get involved this week. Shouldn't be too hard to involve him with those two players going off, like you said, Jettas and Kirk Cousins. So I hope it works out with him over there. He's had talent, just too many issues with the Rams. So hopefully he's found a home, but the only chance the Panthers have of winning is starting Andy Dalton. I think Bryce Young comes back this week, so shouldn't be too hard. Next, we got Bengals and Titans.
I got the Bengals winning. I think they have your line at -2. I like that as well. Give me Bengals -2. We need T. Higgins to get right this game. I know you had Jamar Chase break out last week, but your team's a lot better when both your guys are viable weapons for the team. Joe Mixon got himself a little rushing touchdown. I think him running against his Tennessee front will help kind of supplement that passing game. The pass rush for Tennessee doesn't seem to be too much of an issue. They did get after Derek Carr a little bit. I think it was, week 1? But I think your guys' offensive line will step up to the plate. They had a fairly decent game against the Rams front last week, and maybe they can build on that. And then, just keep them upright. And I think this is the perfect secondary for Joe to kind of, navigate, get both his guys involved and win this game. And Tennessee, I just don't know what they're really doing on offense here. They don't seem to have it figured out. So I'll go with the Bengals to cover the 2.
Yeah, I think we cover with ease. I think we cover with flying colors. The line looked really good last week against Aaron Donald and company. So Titans should be a little bit easier of a matchup in terms of the front. I do think our defense looked great as well. We had cornerback blitzes. I haven't seen that in a minute. Like, that actually worked. It was beautiful to see.
Dax was smacking stuff out there.
Dax was Daxing out there, man. Been waiting for it for 2 years now. But
called it.
It's finally coming
2 years
around.
ago.
So I think the Tennessee QB is going to be in trouble, not only with the pass rush, which looked a lot better this week, but also with our secondary that's stepping up and getting more games under their belt. It's looking nice. So Bengals big. Next, we got Buccaneers and Saints.
This I feel like is a little bit of a trap game if you're looking to put money on it. Me personally, I don't know if I'm even going to look at this game at all. In that aspect, it's a little bit too much. If I had to choose, if you're like, pick a game to, I don't know, save your life or something like that, and you had to pick a side, I'd lean more with the Tampa side. I know it's in New Orleans. I know it's their first game with Kamara back. All these things are true, but I'm a little bit worried about how they move the ball with Jameis and his propensity for turnovers. This man likes to throw interceptions. Lattimore's still that dude.
Yeah.
If it's one thing I would take is Mike Evans under, because I know he's going to get himself in some type of fight or something. So he might not finish the game. I don't think they do reboots for those either, but
yeah.
I'm leaning Tampa to win the game. I think it's a bounce back spot for the Bucs, but that defense out there in New Orleans is just so solid. I don't really have a confident pick of this one, but if I had to, give me the Buccaneers.
Yeah, I'm pretty confident in the Bucs, only because of how the Packers were able to come back in the fourth quarter with Jameis unable to throw against them. They had multiple people on that roster out as well. So if he couldn't maintain that lead for 10 minutes, I can only wait to see what Baker is about to deal with Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. So that defense is still elite over there. I don't expect too much, especially with only giving him 7 days with the ones. Thinks he needs a little bit more time to show up against this defense. I got the Bucs easily. So next, I'm pretty sure this is game of the week, but Dolphins and Bills.
Let me hold my boy for this one, because for some reason a team dropped 70 points and is listed as underdogs. I don't care where they're going to play. This man right here, I know Waddle comes back, but this man right here, Tyreek Hill, he is about to go bananas against this Bill secondary, right?
Yes.
This offense is singing. There is no facet of the offense that the team has been able to figure out yet.
Yeah.
Raheem Mostert's going off. Devin Achane getting in the mix. I know we're talking about a Broncos game where they scored 70 points, but before that they looked really good against the Patriots defense in New England. And then week 1 was a great showing as well for this team. 3-0 to start. Because we're going into Buffalo against Josh Allen-led Bills, you're giving me plus 2.5 on them. I don't want the plus 2.5. Just give me the money line. If anything, give me an alt spread of minus 2.5. I think this is Miami's game to go 4-0 and really show the division that they're the cream of the crop, as Ahmad predicted in the preseason rankings. So give me Miami money line.
Yeah, I did have the Bills taking this division over, but I can't ignore the facts. 700 yards of offense in one game. Wow, that's all I have to say. The biggest issue with the Dolphins has been the run game, but they have solved that with ease. So I think that's going to be the edger in this matchup, because the Bills have a issue with tackling, especially on the outside. We saw week 1 and week 2 and 3, the Dolphins have been murdering the outside zone with straight speedsters coming back at you head to head. It's going to be a tough matchup with all that speed, with Jalen Waddle coming back as we all predicted. So I'll pray for the Bills. Got the Dolphins. Next, we got the worst matchup of the week, Broncos and Bears.
Call me crazy. Chicago at home against this Broncos team. I know the coaching is technically better in Denver, which has been yet to be seen. But this team just ate 70 points. Yeah. 70 points. And they're going into Soldier Field against, I know, a quarterback that is struggling to pass the ball. But something just tells me that the Bears are going to have themselves a little bit of a day, a little get-right spot, and win this game at home. Home underdog, I'll take the money, give me the money line on this one for the Bears.
Okay, I know I said I had the Bears before we started recording this, but going with the Broncos. Don't want to overthink this. They did just get waxed. You have to show up this game. Like, no, Sean Payton might get fired if they lose to the Bears. After getting 70 dropped on you and losing to a bottom tier team, before all of this, you talk trash about Nathan Peterman, whatever his name, Nathaniel Hackett. Yeah, like, come on, brother. You got to win this one, and you know you got to win this one. So I got the Broncos. Yeah. It's a must win. Week 4, I've never heard of it until now. Yes. Broncos.
Especially for a team that's 0-3.
Like, come on, man. Tighten up. So we got next Commanders-Eagles division matchup.
Give me Eagles. My bet for this one is Eagles team total. I think it's set at 27.5. I can see this team scoring 5 touchdowns, potentially 7 scores in all. I think the offense is going to move the ball fairly comfortably. I love A.J. Brown to get his first touchdown this week. If there's one thing that's also guaranteed in life is Jalen Hurts anytime touchdown. If they get anywhere in the red zone, even if it's from the freaking 5-yard line, they're going to push this man's tush, right?
It's disgusting work.
I had DeAndre Swift and Joe Mixon parlayed for touchdowns. And DeAndre Swift earned the right to run it in the end zone. He did. He had like one drive where he went for 65 rushing yards on one drive. And they still tush pushed. So those are the ones that I'm more comfortable in. They've given the reins to DeAndre Swift like they should have. And I took my victory lap on the podcast with Otto today. But I'm going to take my victory lap again. I told you guys on the Dallas Cowboys predictions, the one freest line I saw, even if he was the RB2 in Philly, was DeAndre Swift over 515 rushing yards on the year. That was his line. Now, if he stays healthy for 2 more games, he should hit it. We're going into week 4, when he had a 3-yard rushing week his first week. So I'm gonna give myself a little pat on the back. Chris,
as you should.
Proceed.
Eagles. That's it.
Eagles.
So next we got Steelers and Texans.
Steelers -3, man. Give me them Steeler boys. That defense is playing out of their mind. CJ Stroud has been playing fairly well. This is going to be the first legitimate defense from top to bottom that he plays. We're talking insane pass rush. We're talking secondary that is to be feared a bit. Minkah playing back there. Patrick Peterson having a better prior 2 weeks compared to his first week. One line that I'm really liking right now is CJ Stroud to throw his first interception. I think the Steelers get out there, get right. I'm also liking Najee's over 55 rushing yards against this Texans defense. They're not the greatest run stoppers in the world. People forget that Najee's actually a legitimate talent. He's struggling right now, but as a starting running back against a team with a poor rush defense, I like that line as well. So give me the Steelers -3.
I'm not touching this game in terms of betting, but I will have to take the Steelers just because of defense. I do like the Texans a lot, though, so if I were to put on anything, I'd probably take plus on them, but Steelers defense should win this game alone, as long as Kenny Pickett doesn't do anything egregious, which he usually doesn't. So I'm with you as well with the CJ Stroud interception. It's very confusing. They send a lot of blitzes. They get pressure, so should happen. Shouldn't be an issue at all, to be honest. So we move on to the 4 o'clock games for the weekend. We got Raiders versus Chargers.
Chargers -5.5.
Yeah.
They scare me to cover, to be honest, but I think they win.
Really?
To cover, they scare me a little bit. I know they like to play down to their competition as well, but I think they're going to put up a lot of points. Eckler potentially back. He said he's having issues cutting, but when it comes to running in a straight line, he's fine. Thankfully for him, it should be okay to block enough for him to just run in a straight line. The Vegas defense has not really been much to be worried about. I think Justin Herbert could have another big day. Otto mentioned a potential big QJ outbreak. I think if his lines are anywhere within the 25 to 35 yard line range for his props, I'd hit that. Outside of that, though, give me Keenan Allen 85.5 receiving yards over, I think is what it's at, or 88.5. As a starting receiver with no Mike Williams, I'm all about that. Give me Keenan Allen against a very poor secondary, and give me all the Devontae Adams props. But I like the Chargers to win. I'm just a little bit worried about the cover.
I think they cover. Give me Keenan Allen over passing yards, receptions, receiving yards. It don't matter at this point.
Give Keenan Allen over.
He does what he does. So, yeah, same with Devontae Adams. It's going to be a high-scoring game, I feel like, because that Chargers defense is still suspect. For what reason, I don't know. But it's horrible. So, enjoy this game. It's not going to be the most defensive, but it'll be high-flying.
It might be Aiden McConnell, too, so if that ends up being the starting quarterback, you might have to take a little step back. Don't worry about Devontae Adams. He could play well with me throwing him the ball, but in terms of like them actually scoring and keeping pace, I think the Chargers should cover with Aiden McConnell, starting quarterback for the Vegas Raiders. But I mean, this is still the Chargers. So.
Yeah, so like I said, Chargers cover. Let's get it. Next, we got Cardinals versus 49ers.
I'm not going to get ahead of myself here. Keep it simple, stupid. Like, the Niners should win this game comfortably. Pretty sure it's in San Fran as well.
It is.
Their team total is at 27.5. Love that. Give me the Niners at 27.5. I think they've gone over 30 in every game this year. A spicy take I have on this one potentially. Not a really spicy take. What am I talking about? Christian McCaffrey anytime touchdown. Seems to be free. Been free the last 12 weeks. Just rack it back up. If you want to, kind of try to pivot, maybe do Christian McCaffrey first touchdown. It's a little bit more risky. I feel like it's just inevitable he'll fall in the end zone. To be honest, his anytime touchdown is getting to like the -300 range, which is nuts. But yeah, it's practically inevitable at this point. Brandon Ayuk should be back. I like his his receiving overs, because Deebo Samuel is quite banged up. Keep an eye at Ferrani Bell and the Juwan Jennings of the world. Their receiving over should be pretty enticing. Might be a big Kittle day as well. You might want to check out Kittle anytime touchdowns, but give me Niners, give me their team total. Don't worry about the spread, because I don't like betting anything that's 14 or anything like that. I'm not doing it.
Yeah, I learned my lesson last week. Don't take the spread. Take them straight up. Ride it heavy. 49ers all day. Let's get
Don't take no straight up if it's -900, which is what I saw it on Fliff. That's a ridiculous. That's adding pennies to your parlay. Anyway, let's keep moving.
So we got Patriots, Cowboys.
I'm staying away from this game. I think the Cowboys win. I do think the Cowboys win. I will say. I do think the Cowboys win. I just
I
don't
don't
know
know
what to
about
make
that.
of how this script will be. I like Ramondre Stevenson over 16.5 receiving yards. He has not hit it the last 2 weeks, but I feel like this defensive pass rush will have Mac Jones rushing to get the ball out of his hands. Ramondre Stevenson will be there to supplement his receiving game. Otto gave me a really good play on this one as well. Over 3.5 receptions for Hunter Henry. It's plus money right now. I do like that as well. That's kind of Mac Jones' safety blanket. On the Cowboy side, I like targets to CD. I'm not too sure about receptions because Christian Gonzalez is a dog. I think there will be a lot of targets CD's way, but I don't know how many he'll come down with. But I do have the Cowboys winning, and it's okay to take Cowboys money line on this one. It's actually feasible, so give me Cowboys.
I like the Cowboys too. I don't like saying it out loud, but I have to at this
That's real,
point.
man.
The Patriots' big edge is their front four, and the Cowboys should be able to stop that. Defense is still elite on both ends, but I think the Cowboys' D will affect the pass offense a little bit more. Don't overthink it. I know last week was rough. It was rough for me too.
It was,
But don't overthink
I
it.
bet the Cardinals because y'all made me mad. Anyway, let's go.
All right, man. We got Chiefs, Jets.
Do I even? Why, man? Like, why? Obviously, the schedule was made with intention of it being electric with Aaron Rodgers and all these people and the Jets being back and the defense being solid, but I think this is the one where I have a sneaky play for y'all.
What is it?
Chiefs defensive touchdown, defensive or special teams touchdown. I
Okay.
think this is the week we get maybe a Chris Jones strip sack, or maybe Zach makes a mistake trying to do a little bit too much. Maybe the special teams kind of fails him. But I love Chiefs defense / special teams anytime touchdown. That's one that just called to me while I was recording the pod with Otto earlier. But I think they win. I think they win comfortably. And I think the Jets need to do something to keep their defense bought in, but it won't be this week. So give me Kansas City.
Yeah, I think it's a easy game for Andy Reid and the Chiefs. The defense is good, but he always figures out every defense. It's just with the Jets offense. I know everyone saw that letter that Colin Kaepernick wrote this weekend just to join the practice squad, and they're like, oh, it's Colin Kaepernick. He's not good. He hasn't played in years, but he's competing with every QB on that roster right now. Like, it's a conversation, and that's concerning. So y'all can laugh all y'all want. Y'all know that's the biggest issue. Who'd they sign this week? Like Trevor Siemian or something?
Yeah, I don't think he's the answer either. But
Come on, brother. And they want to laugh at Colin Kaepernick. Like, that's all I got to say. But Chiefs big. And then to wrap up the Sunday night games, we got Seahawks versus the Giants.
it's not the Monday night one.
Oh yeah, you're right. My bad. The wrap up the whole weekend.
I was about to say wrap up the whole weekend. Give me Seahawks. Give me Seahawks on the money line. Right now I think I saw it at even. But give me Seahawks on the money line. Give me K9 anytime touchdown. Give me Tyler Lockett over 56.5 or 53.5 receiving yards. They have 2 rookie DBs back there. I think they still have 2 rookie DBs back there starting for the Giants. So I think Gino can get off a little bit back there with them. DK looks to be healthy. They have him at 66.5. I like his over as well. I just think it's a get-right game for Seattle. I know it's out there in the Meadowlands, and it's the Giants at home, and they had a pretty good week against the Cardinals 2 weeks ago, but then we kind of saw the Giants go back to being the Giants this week. I know they played the Niners on a short week, but hopefully we get Barkley back just for us fans who like watching him play. But to be honest, with the injury and how things have been shaking up with the running backs, I can see him sit down another week. So give me Seattle to take care of business against the Giants on Monday Night Football.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and go with the G-Men. If Barkley is healthy, I think their brand of football complements them very well in this game. They love the control clock. They love the short yard routes and just not give enough time for other teams to come back to where we've seen Seattle struggle early on and have to play catch up. So I think what's really going to matter this game is the run game, who can do more on the ground in terms of Kenneth Walker versus Barkley. But got to go with my boy Bark. Jamal Adams comes back this week. Very interesting. Love to see how he comes back, but
He'd be hit.
from what we've seen, he's a glorified linebacker. The speed, Jalen Hyatt, we got Wandale back. They might be able to manipulate that to his disadvantage since he hasn't played in so long. So should be a really good matchup, but I do got the Giants winning this one.
Okay, interesting. I don't mind your pick on that one. Otto also backed the Giants, so maybe I'm not seeing something, but I guess I'll figure it out this week.
sir. Yes, sir. I like them.
Okay. Any closing thoughts, man? Anything that really jumps out to you? You have any winning parlays to give the folks? You know, I have my rents due. You guys are gonna have to wait for my rents due. But Chris, you got anything you like? I know you usually do your big favorites parlay and ride that one for the week.
Yeah, I got a couple games that are free this week. If you want to do any teams parlay, right now I think this is free. But we got Jaguars, Bengals, Vikings, Eagles, then Chargers. A little quick 5-team. I should be in your favor. I like all those matchups. Only one that might fold are the Chargers, but I mean, I'll take the risk. So, you need some rent? There you go.
Last time you did Jags Bengals, that combination in a parlay didn't really work out.
Combination.
Combination.
Hey, I ain't scared this week.
I like it. Like I said, y'all gonna have to wait for rent to do, but I have a couple things shaking in my head. Enjoy the Thursday night football game tonight. A lot of fun props to look at. Maybe I'll give Chris a couple of what I submitted. Throw them on the screen right here. I don't know if you feel like editing those.
Send it to me. I got you.
This is what I'm feeling right now, and if I add anything else, I'm gonna add a little bit more, just so you can, show y'all what we're working with for the Thursday night game. Thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for the support. We're at 450 subscribers now. We're going up. 50 more. 50 more. Y'all get some merch popping up on the channel. 50 more. I'm working in the background, so hopefully y'all enjoy. See y'all next time. And peace.